Hello and welcome in. This is your reading, and this is the Awakened Jenn. So, tomorrow is Valentine's Day. And for Valentine's Day, I thought that we could do the abundance spread again. I did the abundance spread a couple weeks ago, talking about abundance and finances. But let's do the abundance spread today in regard to our relationships. How can we find an abundance in our romantic relationships? So that's what we're going to be looking at today. For the abundance spread, we pull out 5 cards. And so the first card is my current relationship with abundance in romance, in love. The second card, how to get myself into alignment for abundance in love. Guidance for what energy do I need to add or integrate that I am currently missing right now. Current blessings I need to be more grateful for, and what am I also attracting by shifting my energy? So that's the things we're going to be looking at. So we're going to be using the Light Seers Tarot to pull those cards, but then I'm also going to pull a couple of cards from the Whispers of Love. That's going to give us just some specific guidance for love for our life. Okay. All right. So we're going to get started with shuffling. And while I shuffle, I'm going to set some intentions for the reading. All right. So the first intention that I'm setting is that anyone who comes across this reading will find something in here for them. There will be a message in here for you if you have come across this reading. The second intention is that anyone who needs to hear the messages in this reading will find it at the exact right time for them. I set the intention that all messages that come out will be for our highest good. And I set the intention that I will be given very clear messages, be given the right words, be given everything I need to communicate the message as clearly as possible so that it can be received the way that it was intended. All right. Now, if you have not already, I would appreciate it if you would subscribe to this channel, like this video. That helps more people be able to get my message, and it just helps my channel to be able to grow, and I would really, really, really appreciate it. All right. So I know for Valentine's, these people feel sort of mixed feelings about Valentine's. A lot of people see it as a made-up holiday, and it also can make a lot of people more depressed. And for me, I just think that a focus on love is not a bad thing. I know that it can feel, if you don't have somebody, that you're going to feel kind of more down, but you do have somebody to love. I promise you, you always have somebody to love. Have yourself. Last year, I bought myself roses. I bought myself a card. I bought just anything that I would have bought for somebody else. I bought it for me. I wanted to show myself love. So you can do that. I promise you can do that. If you were going to show that same love to other people, why would you not show it to yourself? All right. So let's go ahead and get started. Deep breath. All right. So give us a message right now that we need to help us find abundance in love. Message to help us find abundance in love. All right. Well, all right. I'm going to pull the 11th card. We've got love endures. Love does not give up or lose faith. Love is hopeful and withstands every situation. Love endures. Right. Set this right here. Okay. Now then we'll pull the cards for the rest of the reading. So, my current relationship with abundance in love. Got too many cards came out on that one, so I'm going to have to do it a little bit different, I think, in order to make sure that this goes. All right, deep breath. I'm going to shuffle them again, and then we're going to pull. Abundance and love. Okay, so my current relationship with abundance in love is Six of Cups, feeling very nostalgic. How to get myself into alignment. We have the Four of Cups. Okay. Guidance. What energy do I need to add or integrate that I'm currently missing right now? That is the Seven of Wands. Current blessings I need to be more grateful for. Chariot. And then what am I also attracting by shifting my energy? Got Queen of Swords. All right, let's see where we are going. Love endures. Love endures. That is 43. Okay. Love does not give up or lose faith. Love is hopeful and withstands every situation. No matter what is going on, love can endure all things. Take positive steps to help create the change that is necessary to get you through this. Release your fear and recognize that this love will last. Take a step back so that you are better able to remember this truth. Love lasts. When differences arise, it is important to accept the person you are here with has their own perspective. Learn to compromise. Avoid taking a hard stand when it is not necessary. Be aware of what you want in your relationships so you can return to a state of harmony. There are many things beyond your control, but you can control how you feel. At times, it feels easier to walk away from a relationship, especially if it feels tedious or demanding. Look at what you have done when faced with challenges in your relationships. Do you give in to get through the conflict or do you take a stand? Look at your past reactions and be willing to address any behaviors or aspects of yourself that are of no benefit to you. A young couple sit close to each other as the boat they are traveling on encounters turbulent seas. The lion at the mast of the ship represents the personal power. Turbulent water symbolizes high emotions. Taking a minute to compose yourself and your thoughts benefits everyone. Are you asserting yourself in a loving manner? Make love the driving force. Return to this energy to support you through whatever is going on. So, love endures. This is, positive steps to help create the change that is necessary. This is just taking a lot of accountability to your part in this relationship, making sure that you're showing up and monitoring yourself as much as working with the other person, knowing what you want in the relationship so that you know how to get there. That's yeah, that's what I'm seeing the most of this is just you understanding that you have just as much responsibility in the relationship as to making it work as the other person. You've got to compromise as well. You've got to make sure that you're monitoring your own reactions, making sure that you're not showing up with just emotion, that love is your driving force. It's not the anger is your driving force, love is your driving force. So when you are angry, how does love show up in that? So those are some questions I think that are important to look at as you're working with other people in relationships. Okay, so my current relationship with abundance. We've got this with abundance in love. We've got the Six of Cups. That is okay. Six of Cups. Nostalgia, reconnecting with people from the past, harmony, themes of your life, inner child, and future self. I am at peace with my past. It has brought me to where I am meant to be. You may be experiencing nostalgia or feeling triggered by old memories. It's time to forgive yourself by releasing any residual guilt that you still carry from past relationships, trauma, or previous actions. Accept your humanness and stop lamenting the decisions that you've made up until now. Memories are a profound tool for processing lessons and healing. Who you were can highlight how far you've come, and that growth can shine beauty on where you are headed next. Time is a beautiful thing. Contemplate the needs of your inner child or listen to advice from your future self. Sometimes this card is a literal message that someone from your past is going to re-enter your life, or that it's the perfect moment to reconnect with old kindreds and reminisce. When we connect with all the moments of our timeline, we truly find our wholeness. Okay, so there's a lot going on in this, and I had a lot of messages coming in just as I was reading it as to what the significance is. And so I do think that you've done a lot of self reflection and growth. That that you've come a long way from where you were in the past. The way that you showed up in relationships in the past, was not probably the way that it was healthy. I think you know that you had your own toxic tendencies as much as anybody else, right? And so I think that that's where you're sitting at now. You see that you have really been working on yourself, and you know that you're ready for that next step. Now, they did say that the past is an element with this card. When this card comes up, it is really talking about just heavy thoughts on past situations. Hold on just a second. Okay, hold on. Okay, sorry about that. But so we're really focused on the past situations. And so that might mean that you might really be longing for a relationship that you were in. And it could be somebody that is from the past. You might have been working on yourself enough that you are ready to go back and show up in that past relationship the way that you had wanted to. But I'm going to. Sometimes things are in the past for a reason. Like, just because you've done all the changing doesn't mean that that other person has done the changing. So just prepare yourself that, just because you are showing up different, you will get a different result, but it still may not be what you want because that person is still that person. If they haven't done the same kind of growth and inner work that you've been doing, then they're still going to be showing up the way they showed up. And I'm positive that there were reasons on both sides why it didn't work before. So just be careful if you are going back to a situation from the past. Make sure that you're not the only one that has done the change in here, that you're not the only one that has brought in the growth, and just make sure that you're not regressing. All right, so moving to the next is how to get myself into alignment. And so we've got the Four of Cups, and this is missing opportunities for abundance. So I want you to look at this card. This card, she is so focused right here on all that she does not have, that she's missing, that there is a gift being handed right to her. See, it's the gift right there being handed to her, but she's not paying attention to it. So that's what I'm going to say is that you're missing the opportunities because you're focusing on the wrong thing. If you're focused on that old relationship that didn't work and you were just really just trying to change yourself just so that you could be good enough for that relationship, to show up in that relationship, you might really be missing the real opportunity that's being handed to you. Okay. So, the guidance of what energy do I need to add or integrate that I'm currently missing right now? We've got the Seven of Wands. So the Seven of Wands is challenge, grounding, and protecting yourself, movement and growth, creative innovation, remaining ahead, feeling vulnerable, a sign to continue to share your ideas, self-expression. I am deserving of this success and I will bravely shine my light into the world. Haters. They'll emerge only after you've made it to your perch, whipping their wands about and asking you to defend your accomplishments. Sometimes competition emerges as a result of shining brightly in the world. If you are feeling attacked after sharing your magic, it is important to remember that others likely want what you have. So stand up bravely and continue to do your beautiful thing. Mindfully call your feelings of love and well being into your body and create a protective bubble of energy around you. Remain synchronized and aligned with your bright vision and reject any low vibe negative states that others may be pushing. You don't have to accept their opinion as truth, especially when they are vying for your position. Check to make sure you are acting in a way that is aligned with your highest values. And when you know that you are, don't let anyone stop you from achieving your dreams. So, just knowing that you deserve the happiness that is coming, making sure that you are putting up a bubble of protection around you, not letting anybody's negative opinions about what you are doing, what you're trying to do, to distract you from, what you have been working towards. Because most of the time, it's not that what you're doing is a bad thing. They're jealous because you changing the way that you're showing up means that they have to change too. Like their expectation has now changed. What they've been able to get by with is not going to work anymore. But that doesn't mean that you were in the wrong for making the change. It was needed. They were taking advantage of you. So, this is just making sure that you've got good boundaries in place. And if we're really gonna go headfirst into our relationships, that is the protection that we have, is the boundaries that we're placing around ourselves. Current blessings I need to be more grateful for. We've got the Chariot. All right. So the Chariot is victory, speed and action, determination, harnessing and uniting opposing energies, success, travel, confidence, willpower, control. The universe constantly gives us the opportunity to become the person we want to be. It's a magical time for taking inspired action. Push ahead with willpower and determination because you will get there. Remember, inaction is the same as deciding to stay still. Inaction is a choice. The chariot uh, reminds you that while you are on your way to your goal, you need to make decisions about your best path forward. If you feel pulled in two different directions, know that you will be able to coax both of these energies towards the same target. Charging ahead without paying attention to your path can sometimes be harmful to those in your wake. So take care not to trample on others on your way up the mountain. Choose the thing that you really want. Focus your efforts and move swiftly. If you aren't sure what your direction is, then it's time to make some plans, align goals, and spark dreams. I choose who I am becoming, and I run toward it and with conviction and consistent motion. So the current blessing, the current gift here is the opportunity to become the person that you always wanted to be. That's your gift, is that you get to choose. It's your choice and your actions that are going to bring you to where it is that you want to be. And you have to own that. Own your choices. That is the power that you show up with every day, is the choices that you make in this world. You choose to go towards the things that you want and to say no to the things that you don't. And any times that you are saying yes to the things that you don't actually want, you're giving away your power. That is your power. That is the power that you have in this world. And you give it away anytime that you accept something that you did not actually want. Use your power wisely in the way that you're showing up in this world, in the actions that you were choosing to take. That is your power. And that's the gift and the blessing that that you have in all of this, is that it's your choice. So while a lot of times we look at, I'm only in toxic relationships, you have chosen those people. Now, are you the reason that they're toxic? No. But it is your choice that got you in that relationship, and it is also your choice that keeps you in that relationship. And I know that it is not easy just to up and I know that. I know that, but I am asking you to know, to take ownership, so take accountability, which comes back to this. Take accountability for what part you have in the lack of the abundance. Okay? Like, I know that about myself. I know, and I'm saying this as because I know it about myself. It's true about myself, is that I made the choices of the people who I allowed in my life. I'm the one who lacked the boundaries that allowed people to be able to take advantage of me, to mistreat me and abuse me. I'm the one who made those choices. I'm the one who wasn't standing up for myself. I am not the one who chose the abuse, but I did have power in it. And in those moments, I gave my power away by allowing things that I did not want in my life to continue. That's the point I'm trying to make. That is the blessing that we all have. That is the gift that we all have. It is our power. Our power is in our choice in what we allow into our lives. Okay. What am I also attracting by shifting my energy? We've got the Queen of Swords. So she's not going to let people run all over her. This is not a bad place, for us to, bring in, even if it's not on purpose. That is a good energy that's going to keep you safe in these relationships. I mean, because she's not going to let people just come in and, let me see. All right. Queen of Swords is a thought leader, unbiased decision maker, an excellent communicator, wise and logical counsel, integrity and honesty, being perceptive, Intelligence being direct, seeking truth. Highly astute, intellectual, and honest, she watches calmly over her kingdom. Graceful and logical, her wisdom is framed in truth and proof, and she avoids the gossip or fluff that others may want to hear. She asks you to be honest in your relationships, direct in your speech, and witty if you want to be, but above all, to bring your clear headed, unbiased reasoning to the table. Sometimes this communication style can come across as cold or cutting. So if you have trouble communicating something that is difficult for another person to hear, know that you can always dip your toe into the cup of empathy and compassion to help with your delivery. Sharp analysis and careful consideration are always intelligent moves, as is being able to clearly connect with others in a way that is easily accepted and understood. A clear heart and clear mind will allow you to speak your truth always. I speak with wisdom and clarity. So, it's bringing in, just like she doesn't play games. She's not playing a game. She's, going to hold her ground, hold her boundaries. This is what I want. You're either it or you're not. We're not going to sit here and play games about it. This is it. She comes, but it's very fair and unbiased too. So she's not just, being a B word just to be a B word, right? That's not what she's fair, just. She's not playing a game. She knows what she wants. She's very direct, and she's not going to let people just run her over. She's not a doormat. So again, I felt like, that's a very good place. That's assertive. That's where you want to be in relationships. That's definitely not somebody who's going to be in a codependent kind of state where, the toxic part about, when we're talking about being in toxic relationships, both sides have the toxicity. You've got the abuser, that's a very clear toxic, that's showing up, right? I mean, they're abusing another human being. That's self-explanatory toxic, right? But the other side of it is the codependent part that comes out in the victim. I mean, because most people realize, that being mistreated, you don't want to be around people who are mistreating you, right? But yet, in these relationships, we get mistreated, but yet we're also begging them not to leave us. It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense, but that's how the toxic, that's the other side of the toxic part of this, is that you don't even have enough, just solidness about yourself to hold your ground, to hold your boundaries, to say, no, this is not the life I want. You're not going to mistreat me. That's not how you're going to show up here. I'm not going to allow you to call me names and to, possibly physically harm me or any of these other things. And you still get to show up, and no, why are we doing it? And it's because we have our own issues that have not been healed, that are causing us to show up in a very toxic way to ourselves. Like, we might not be toxic to the other person, but that's very toxic to yourself, and it needs to be healed. We do not need to just sit in that just because we're the victims. We're the victims, but we're still responsible for the healing so that we don't have to keep being re-victimized by ourselves. Like, that's a big part that I'm trying to get you to see, is that yes, the other person has caused harm, purposefully caused harm, but you are causing unintentional, pain to yourself too by not healing these things. You are allowing this to happen. And that is, like I said, you're giving away your power. Now, how do we get strong? I mean, that's where the therapy comes in. Like, that's where, just really, you've got to do the work, though. You've got to get in and do the healing work in order to become strong enough that you will not allow anyone to play games with your heart, to play games at all, like with your emotions and just any of it. So, taking accountability. What was your part? I think that that's where this is all kind of coming back together. The love and doors is just really understanding what was your part in what happened, in your previous relationships that has led you to not be able to feel the abundance of the love. And I think it usually always comes back to a self love. When you feel a lack of love in your life, look at how you are showing up for yourself. That is the first place I am going to tell anybody to look when we're talking about bringing in the abundance of love, is what kind of self-love have you been giving to yourself to begin with? Because once you start showing up for yourself, you will start demanding that other people have to show up, in a much different way too. You're not going to allow the same things to be going on. All right, I guess I'm going to stop it there. I hope that you've gotten something positive out of this. I do feel like that there was a big message in this, and it was for me. That message was for me. I was talking a lot to myself. So if you got something out of it, I am just even more grateful because, you know, um, usually that's how these messages go for me, is that they come out to give me guidance, but I know that there are enough other people out there that are going through the same issues that I am, that the guidance is not just for me. So that's why I share it with everybody. So again, if you have not already, if you would please subscribe to this channel, like this video. If this video has been helpful to you and you think that it could helpful to someone else, please share it. That helps grow and get my messages out there to more people, and I just very much appreciate it. I do have a subscription. It's called the 333 subscription to the extended videos that I have started doing. This one is not going to have an extended, but most of the videos that I'm doing now will have extendeds. So I'm going to put a link to the subscription down in the description box if that's something that you would like to look into. I would appreciate it. Other than that, you guys have a great rest of your day, and happy Valentine's Day. Hope that you are very good to yourself this year. All right. You guys be blessed. Bye.